Welcome back students. Myself Raghuvansar is introducing ahead the next subtopics of the chapter The Making of a Global World in part 2. As you must have understood by now in part 1 how the globalization took the way getting progress. Now let's learn today how foodstuffs traveled far and wide in the ancient age. The discovery of sea routes to Asia and America prompted many European nations to establish their colonies in these continents. Different food items such as potatoes, soya, groundnuts, maize, tomatoes, chilies, sweet potatoes, etc. were introduced in Asia and Europe, which were not known to even our ancestors until about 5 centuries ago. All came from America. The most important thing is that potatoes became the staple food for the poor in Europe. Now, let's turn to the next subtopic, conquest, disease and trade. Under this topic, those travelers, traders, priests and pilgrims who proved pioneers of global exchange and went to America also carried with them germs and diseases like smallpox, which proved very harmful for the local residents who died in thousands because they had no immunity against this disease that came from Europe to America. It is a matter of fact that European conquest of America was not only the result of their superior firepower, but it was due to germs and disease like smallpox which they carried them. Smallpox spread deep into the continent and killed and decimated some of the whole tribes, thereby paving the way for the conquest. Students, now let's consider the next subtopic, the 19th century, 1815 to 1914. In the early 19th century, the global world began to take new shape and the process of globalization picked up its speed in all spheres of the life. At first, the economic activity reached its height and three things started to move among different continents at the mass level. These three things were known as three flows or movements such as goods, people and capital. Before industrialization, European countries were self-sufficient in food production, but after industrialization, Britain became unable to fulfill the demand of food grains to rising population. Under the pressure of the landed groups, the British Parliament passed the laws known as the Corn Laws and restricted the imports of corn so that the agricultural class and its interests might be protected. But as a result of such a step, the prices of food items went up many times because agricultural class failed to supply the sufficient amount of food grains. So, the British government had to abolish the Corn Laws under pressure of industrialists and urban dwellers. Now, in brief, the abolition of the Corn Laws had far-reaching effects such as number 1, food items became cheaper, number 2, again the British agricultural class was hardly hit and ruined, number 3, vast areas of land were now left uncultivated and thousands of laborers were thrown out of work, and number 4, such people took the way to cities or other countries for jobs. Thanks.